What about photo shoots for museums in 2024? Well, it's far different from the past. Hey YouTube, good morning. It's around 8 o'clock here in the morning. It's been a while that I'm not bringing you with me in my working process. So today I will go back to this little vlog, working flow kind of videos. And today we will go to Sassari to shoot a catalog for a museum. It's a Padiglione Tavolara, and there is an exposure about how the Nuragic area here in Sardinia influenced some art and some artisan during the last couple of 100 years. So let's go, let's see what will happen. Back in the years, Sardinia, being an island, has been isolated for thousands of years. Sardinian population developed its own culture with original architecture and iconography. This historical heritage still affects our art in some way. This is the reason why a large team of history experts try to investigate this influence in our days. Lots of artists and artisans in the last 100 years, let's say more or less, studied and produced many objects under this influence. In the Padiglione Tavolara of Sassari, the Nivola Museum built a proper path about how the Nuragic culture affected and still influence our craftsmanship and our art. They gave me this assignment to tell the exposure for a marketing campaign and a catalog. So now the main question of this video: how to make an assignment like this? Shooting a museum today is far different from the past. Back in the years you had to make a couple of shots, stunning one, maybe a catalog, maybe some reproduction of the operas, just to make a catalog or some paper print campaign. But today we have social media, we have press offices and several different layers of promotion that makes photography harder, let's say, or at least more various. Here is my job and what I do in this case. First of all, the people who you have to interact with, like the director of the museum and the people who studied behind this exposure, social media manager, press office and architects who work on the building of the exposure. So let's talk about the gear for this shooting. The Fujifilm X-T5 with 40 megapixel and the 1680 at 4. A polarizer to avoid reflection is a Hurt polarizer. A wide angle to make architectural shooting with the 10-24 f4, the first series. And the Fujifilm X-T4 has a second body and also main body for recording video with 27 2.8, just to make some details, some different shots with a prime lens. Also for a shallow depth of field, a 35 1.4, just in case. And a tripod, of course. As you saw, I'm not using any artificial light, I'm just using the natural light of the pavilion and the artificial light that there is inside this place, so big windows and its own artificial light. It's a bit difficult to work in this way because there are different temperatures of light, but it's better to follow the idea behind the pavilion and the idea behind the architecture project. As we said, we have different people to talk with before shooting, so we have to make kind of different shootings. For example, wide, open architectural shots for the building, for the idea of the path, for the general shape of the exposure. This is of course the first step and is super important also to understand the spaces and how the light works during the day inside the pavilion. After a long time walking inside, shooting with architectural mind and architectural eyes, it's time to step into details, those kind of layers that makes depth into the exposure, the eyes that goes from one layer to the other, passages and all other stuff like this. Then, only when you deeply understood and told with photography the spaces, you can jump into the single objects. This part is more important for editorial purposes, like social media posts, for example, if you want to make focus on a specific artist or a group of artists, or for the press, for example, if they want to make a catalog or a series of articles focusing on a specific artist or specific operas. And basically, it's almost it. Well, the day is over and the work is over. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think about the picture here below. And I have a question for you. What about vlogging while working? Have you ever tried? Do you have some specific technique? I'm not super satisfied with what I filmed today because I want to make something more immersive. Like, I guess it's better to make something like a POV with only the mobile on the chest mount instead of big camera with microphone and a big lens that sometimes is heavy and not so comfortable to use. It require a lot of thinking while working, so think to work and film together is quite heavy. Maybe with a simple POV, even if the video quality of a mobile or a GoPro is not good as this camera, like I'm using the X-T4 now, maybe it could be more immersive. Let me know, have you ever tried to film yourself while working? Let me know down in the comment. And remember to comment, leave a like, if you want, subscribe, because you know, it's for free and it makes a huge difference for my little channel here on YouTube. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. I have to drive now.